Hello, it's Carol here. Today I'm showing you me out and about in Newcastle upon Tyne, where I visited the biscuit factory. So this is originally it's a former Victorian biscuit factory that was completely refurbished, made into a gorgeous art gallery in 2002. So that was after I'd already left England. So I don't know it. I've heard of it. I've never been there. So I thought this was the occasion to visit. And at the end, I'll show you the results of a workshop that I did there, a textile workshop. So it was refurbished, but a lot of the original characteristics have been kept. So you can see the brickwork and the beams, and it just lets this lovely natural light come flooding through. It's absolutely ideal for exposing all these great art pieces. So it's absolutely full to the brim with art everywhere you turn your head. They've got it framed on the walls. They have prints, photographs. They have household items like the cushions that you've seen, some pieces of furniture, and they have function rooms. My friend said that she'd been to a baby shower here. People have had weddings and things like that, so it's a really nice environment, but just chock-a-block with all this art, which is really inspirational and very uplifting to go and see. So I would definitely advise a visit to the Newcastle biscuit factory. So there's a number of artist studios on the two lower floors, housing 25 creative workspaces. There's a cafe and kitchens. And so at any one time, they display the work of over about 250 artists. So there is something for everyone. There's textile art, there's jewellery, prints, ceramics, and they exhibit and they sell all these original paintings and works of art. So it's a real marketplace for artists and makers, and you can submit your work. You would just need to go onto their website to read up about that. I must say as well that they were really nice and friendly. And the lady on the reception really helped me out as well with information that I wanted, and they really go out of their way to help you out. And if you do buy a piece of art, you can have it framed. They have a sign up saying just to ask staff for any advice. And like I say, they really went out the way to help you out, because I think sometimes it could be quite off-putting going to art places. Sometimes you could feel a little bit of snobbiness, but you didn't at all there. Maybe I'm not being fair. Maybe art galleries aren't really snobby, but anyway, you just felt very at home there. And I'm just pointing out some of the artists that caught my eye, even though I can't say there was anything there that I disliked. It really was quality artwork. And if I had money, I would have been buying. But look at these. So this is a textile artist that uses natural materials, wool, silk, linen fibres. So some of the artists have a panel written with a bit more explanation about them or their work. And she writes, "My work is essentially a reflection of the ongoing sensory dialogue between process, material, and myself." These are by Chris Cypress. Here I was drawn to the colours and the composition and the theme as well. I love allotments. I did used to have an allotment, but I don't anymore. So they host various talks and workshops throughout the year. So do look at their website and see what they're proposing. I tried to get some close-ups on the stitching, but I think it's always a bit tricky when things are in a glass frame because of the reflections. And also I just think it's not at all the same. I mean, I tried to get decent images, but it's just not the same as getting out there and seeing it for yourself. I think you just come away feeling so much more inspired and alive. I think that's what creativity does for me. Like, if you don't create things, I just feel like you dry up. And this is just very inspirational to go and see what people are making. This is an artist who is Polish-Canadian, residing in Glasgow since 1998. These very whimsical moments in life portraits, little flashes of things happening, lots of movement, lots of atmosphere. And then this artist, Rhonda Smith. Look at these. This just fills me with like nostalgia and kind of familiarity, I guess. Especially the ones that look like passport photos taken in a booth that are coming up. I get that happy, sad, conflictual feeling. Happy moments, but moments that are gone, that you'll never get back again. And now we arrive at textile artist Donner Cheshire, whose workshop I did. So she is a 2016 Craft and Design Selected Maker Gold Award winner for textiles. So she does her own freestyle machine embroidery. She does lots of these fabulous landscapes. She does a pliqué on them. She works to commission as well. She does workshops. She tutors. She gives talks. So I went to this workshop because she dyes her own fabrics that she uses in her pieces. So in this workshop, she showed you how she dyes her materials, and we all had a go at that. And you have to leave it in these plastic bags for 48 hours, so we couldn't really look at what we'd done straight away. But we did get to do printing on other pieces of fabric that she'd already pre-dyed. We did shapes with the glue gun. This is what I'm doing now. We printed with all sorts of different types of materials, and it's so interesting to do this in a group, because you're sitting there all obsessed with your little template, and then you look at the person next to you who's doing something completely different and this huge big intricate design or something. And so I just really had such a nice time doing what she called clarting on. And it was really, really enjoyable clarting on. Of course, I could not leave mine for 48 hours. I could hardly even get to 24 hours before I had to put them on the grass and open them all out and see what I had. You have to open them out, rinse them off, hang them up to dry. And I just had a fabulous time. Thank you so much, Donner Cheshire. And the group was so lovely. I always think you just learn so much more when you're doing this in a group. So this was very exciting for me. You know, we also did printing on what's called tea bag paper, whatever the paper is to use to make tea bags. And we also did painting with acrylic paint onto Bonder web, is that called? That stuff that sticks, Bonder web. And just me, typically in my bad organisation, I couldn't find the Bonder web when I got home. So I'm a bit frustrated with myself, as usual. I have to purchase some Bonder web to have a go at different things that she taught us. So now it's just a case of experimenting myself and seeing what I can come up with. I do hope you've enjoyed this. Like it if you've liked it, subscribe if you wanna. And definitely think about visiting your local art galleries, seeing what's going on out and about. So good for the soul.